Hey guys, this is Forte. Let me change this real quick. Okay, please pause this video and take a screenshot of what's on the screen right now. These are, pause the video real quick. Now unpause it. Okay, there you go. These are the filters that I use to survive in this bear market. By the way, this video is nothing of this video is not a financial advice. I'm not a professional financial advisor, so I do not provide any financial advice to anybody. And if you lose money on trading stocks, options, and or other equities, commodities, I take zero responsibility for your losses. This is purely my style, my way of trading, and I'm sharing it. That's it. Let's get into the video. Get out your fucking notebook and your pen, guys, because I'm going to go through on what's the most important thing on this list. By the way, I use Finviz, free of use, and I am not sponsored by them. Finviz, if you guys want to sponsor me, I'll be you know, you guys, I use you guys a lot. So if you guys want to sponsor me, hit me up, slide into the DMs. I don't mind making some extra cash here and there. Anyways, let's go into the trades. We're gonna go to basically fundamental, technical. Let's go through every single one of them. Let's go to the descriptive, right? Flow short. Let's just go to all. It's easier for me. I'm more used to this. We're gonna number one. The most important thing when it comes to shorting is the flow short under 5%, under or low 5%. Doesn't matter. Under 5%. This is very, very important. The reason why it's important because I have gotten bit by this 4 or 5 years ago when I was shorting a stock with a flow short of 20%. And you guys, I think this is I used to have to explain this to people because people don't understand. But this is like really easy for people to understand now, especially of what happened last year due to GameStop and AMC. What happens when there's too much short flow? When the short starts covering, the stock could just shoot up 50, 40%, 20%, and you don't want to be in a short position when that happens. So we want to eliminate that from happening to lower the risk as much as you can. By the way, shorting is extremely difficult. If you're not comfortable, please stay long because shorting, you could potentially lose all of your money in one trade if you don't respect your risk and you don't respect your stops. So please use a stop loss. It's more important and it's very hard. Under 5%, right? That's the most important thing. The next couple of most important things is that price got below the 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average. And the reason due to that is very simple. We follow trends. We don't want to short a stock in the option. That's all there is to it. Average volume over 500K, same thing with going long. The reason for over 500K is due to liquidity, right? We want to make sure we can liquidate the stocks when we want out. Price over 10%. Now this might be a little bit funny for you guys, but the reason why I use 10% is actually because I don't want to short a stock that's too cheap. Now, this kind of goes against what I always believe because if you guys think about it, when a stock goes up, it doesn't matter how expensive the stock is. I like to buy stock. The pricier it is, the more I like it, right? Because there's higher demand for it. But for low stocks, cheap stocks, you want to be careful. You don't want to short a stock that's a couple cents, right? That's like about to go bankruptcy, right? You don't want to short any of this. That's about to go OTC or stuff like that. It will be really hard to liquidate, and when those things happen, who knows if you can even make money on those. I prefer 10%. We're shorting it for some quick moves. We're not here to short the stock all the way to the ground. We're here to just make money. We're not here to, hate on a company, right? Who cares about that? All I care about is making money. And we're in a bear market right now, which is really hard to make money going long. It's hard as hell. That's why I'm going short, right? EPS growth next year. 0%, negative 0%. Sales growth quarter over quarter, negative 0%. We want to make sure that we're shorting some shitty companies, and we pretty much eliminate like couple 500 into 8 shares here, right here. And then it's gonna at first it's gonna show you something like this, and I'm a technical trader, so I click charts, candle. We can start eliminating some of these stocks. FIRT a little bit overextended, VAL too gappy, RDN a little bit too gappy for my taste as well. Seems a little overextended on today's move, so out of picture. PKI, I'll take a look at it. AHH, FYPR, LH, and AVI. I'm gonna take a look at every single one of these. But this is it, and let's take a look at the actual stocks that I want to show you guys. If I can successfully. There you go. This is a picture of the SPY. Pretty ugly candle. Now we could potentially put in a higher low like this, like what I drew right here, higher low relative to that one over here. But we have pulled back way too damn much today. The stock have dropped 4% in a day. That's a little bit tricky now, you know. If it's just a little bit, you know, if it's slowly, it takes a couple days to pull back, maybe, you know, this thing could be okay. But it's kind of crazy, kind of in pretty high volume too today. So be careful. Now let's take a look at individual stocks. AHH, very you know, rally up pretty strongly with the market, and we're testing 20-day moving average. Seems like we're finding buyers, higher volume than yesterday. If you take a look at a 15-minute chart, the yellow bar right here is the yellow line here is the 5-day moving average. So 5-day moving average, we're still above it. It's on the uptrend short term. I don't want to trade this thing, so maybe keep an eye on it. FYBR, right? I actually took a look at this thing before the video, so guys, please take out your fucking notebook and your pen, because we're about to write some trading ideas down for tomorrow, for Thursday tomorrow. And let's take a look at the stock. The stock is currently trading at the price of $22.48 right here, pretty close to the low, right? This thing is below the IPO low pretty much, and the IPO price is around $28. So basically what I'm trying to say is that anywhere you bought on this chart, any buyers, any investors in this trade is losing money, right? The stock looks pretty extended, but just because it's going lower doesn't mean it cannot go lower. On the daily chart, we have rested for a couple days. I think it's ready to go lower again. We're below the 5-day moving average right now as of today. The 5-day moving average is flat, and when the tomorrow happens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, this data was slowly, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The data from this, the first 15 minutes, it's gonna starting to go away, and then I think the 5-day moving average is gonna start to flat out. And how I want to approach this trade tomorrow is I want to see a little rally, because we are a little bit overextended, 5% moving a day. I like to see this thing maybe pull back all the way to the 5-day moving average, 2290, okay, 2290. So FYBR. And we gotta make sure that this is not the oil sector, which is not. It's a community service sector stock. We don't want to trade any oil sector in this one because they're in a bull market right now, so only go long on those. But and it's kind of hard to go long on those either. It's not really setting up nicely, so I'm going to short FYBR. If it can rally up to 2290, so we gotta rally to 2290 at least. And then tomorrow, when it starts to show weakness, short it below VO up. Short it below VO up. And now this is a tricky thing. Where do I want to put my stop for this thing, right? If I put my stop right here at 2370, 2377. 2377. Pretty wide stop. Pretty wide stop, but it is what it is. I think I would still put it that way because we do trade, you know, pretty big range for the stock. But yeah, that would be how I want to trade this stock right here. Maybe I put a shorter, you know, what I might do tomorrow is when this thing pulls up tomorrow to the 2290s area and then start showing weakness, I might even have a stop, let's say right here, right? Have a really tight stop of sorry, the earlier one was 2377, or I might have my stop at 2316. All depends on how it trades tomorrow. So FYBR looks really good for short tomorrow. LH, you know, at the 20-day moving average, take a look at a 50 weekly chart. We still look pretty good. Come down, broke down from this consolidation, and it's chill for a couple of weeks. Now it's found buyers at the 20-day moving average, putting in a higher low in the last couple of days. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. This one looks, God, this looks good. What is this healthcare sector? Let's take a look at the healthcare sector. Healthcare sector seems to be pretty weak as well. Weekly chart looks pretty weak. So that was LH. I would like to go short on LH as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only problem is that the 5-day moving average, you guys can see, is still rising, right? So I actually would prefer to see this thing maybe chill down for a day or two. I'm gonna wait on this one. I'll put LH on the list. I wouldn't be trading this one. I'll be writing this down as a watch list and watch this only, but too early to trade it. Next one is Navy, NAVI. It's a financial service stock. Seems like we're approaching levels of potential area of where buyers or sellers could or could not, may not show up. So there's higher risk in this one. I'm gonna avoid. PKY gap down pretty well. Gap down today. We're at a interesting level. Gap down at the 20-day moving average from buyers and pretty high volume. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. We are at this level of breaking lower. I like this one because if you take a look at the 15-minute chart, we are at pretty much at the level of breaking down again. So this will be a little breakout trade, or whatever you like to call it. And I don't see this thing approaching at any important levels, in my opinion. And let's see, I'm going to short this thing below the low of today. PKI. I'm going to also check the sector. It's also a healthcare sector. I'll be shorting this thing pretty simple. $141 sounds pretty nice. 141.07, 141.04 is where I want to short it. And stop pretty self-explanatory in my opinion at the high of the day, right? So I'm going to put my stop at 145.28. Pretty wide stop, but it's all right for $141 stock basically. And RDM, the rest I didn't want to look at it. And that's pretty much for the video. 12 minutes, a little bit long, sorry guys. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys like the video, please follow, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/ForteCharts. I don't really post these bear market videos, but this is how I survive in a bear market, shorting the stock, swing trading. And I take profits really fast, really ferociously. So please be very careful, and see you guys in my next video. Peace.